welcome back into another edition of the Hillside Club. We're giving out no hot takes, just real ones. I'm Rob Cardini, joined alongside James Martin III. Hope everyone had a good weekend. James and our producer Oscar went back up to Penn State for the weekend. How did it feel back to be in State College? Were we feeling like Wizards MJ out there? Were we still feeling like our prime selves?
It was good. It was fine. Good for a weekend, and that's about it. It's good seeing my little brother, and friends from last year. Can't complain.
Sounds like a mid-weekend to me.
No, it was a fun time.
I didn't hear great. I heard good.
It's always good when you get to see your friends from school. Like that's the number one thing. I always say this about school. Like it's the people that make the place. So right. I love being able to see my people.
Skirt, he holding anything back from us? He holding anything back? He's loud. Our producer's laughing back there, but we'll save it for off the mic. But we've officially entered March, people. We have officially entered March. It means it's time for March Madness.
Yes, sir.
College basketball is in full swing, and new AP poll drop. A lot of teams lost. A lot of teams won. Another great weekend of college basketball. I feel like we say it every episode at this point, but every single week there's something crazy going on. I think last week before we dropped the episode, we had a big game on Monday night, Kansas versus Houston. Kansas beats Houston, then Kansas gets the brakes blown off them on Saturday versus Arizona. But tonight we got Iowa State at Arizona. I mean, just no words.
No words. And like you said, we entered March, man, and this is when we see guard play and your turnover margin are like the biggest things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those are the biggest things come March, and late game execution. That's what wins championships. And I feel like we've seen a lot of great basketball down the stretch. Nearly every national champion, I believe, since 2002 finished in the top 15 of the KenPom. And, teams with a 20 turnover margin or a top 20 or in turnover margin historically advance deeper in the tournament. So a lot of great basketball, a lot of great games we saw last week, some upsets. I can't wait, and I keep saying this, but this is going to be one of the best tournaments we'll watch in our whole lives.
Yeah, no doubt. And I got some issues with the AP poll this week. I got to be honest. I mean, how did Gonzaga only drop 3 spots? I mean, are we just going to accept that they shouldn't even be ranked?
Yeah.
All this talk about Miami, Ohio, if they lose because of the competition that they play, that they shouldn't be in the tournament anymore, and all the whole debate surrounding them. What about Gonzaga? Who are they playing out west that anybody should care about? They play St. Mary's. They get blown out in the second half. They only dropped 3 spots. They're still 12th in the country. Same goes to Virginia. Virginia just slid under the radar. They got up there in the rankings. They finally face a really good team in Duke. They get blown out. They didn't just lose. They got blown out. They only dropped 2 spots. I mean, is this just what we're doing now? Just saving teams? And I mean, I guess AP poll people say won't matter, but these teams should be sliding down.
Yeah, and you make that point, and for them to not drop at all, and then you see St. Mary's jump up like that into the rankings. My thing is, like, we saw Kansas, they lost to Cincinnati last week or a few weeks ago, and then BYU lost to West Virginia. And BYU is not even ranked anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are we not giving the same respect to the teams in the Big 12 that we are Gonzaga? Like, Gonzaga only dropping 3 slots was kind of insane to me. And then BYU actually getting unranked. Yes, they got a test this weekend versus Texas Tech, so we'll see if they're legit at any point moving forward. But I don't get that. The Big 12 is probably it's the best conference right now this year. And why are we punishing the teams in the Big 12 more than we are Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference?
How about Illinois? Illinois lost last weekend on a buzzer beater, and then this past week they lost again. They lost to Michigan, was it, on Friday night, I believe? Almost positive if this would load any slower. There it is. Yeah, lost to Michigan. They lost by 14. I think at home they only drop a spot. So what is it? So just because a team loses to a good team, they get to just stay higher. Like I know saying that back, it obviously makes sense to some degree, but there's other teams that are surging and I think deserved. I don't know, just Illinois dropping one spot. Gonzaga just, I think I'm just so mad about the fact that Gonzaga is still 12th in the country. Like, Gonzaga to me should not even be ranked. Gonzaga's 28-3. St. Mary's is 27-4. One team's ranked 12. One team is ranked 21st. And how does that make sense? We're going to go off the advanced statistics. They're playing nobody. They're playing absolutely nobody. I'd don't know. Keep the same energy.
And I'd put it up there that I don't think either of those teams make it to the Sweet 16. Like I
not a chance. So
I don't know.
A chance.
I don't know why the AP poll
round to 32 at most. Gonzaga. I mean, they lost to Portland earlier this year, I believe.
And that game was. If you go back and watch those highlights, watch that game. Disgusting from Gonzaga.
Yeah, I don't have faith in either of those teams. I mean, maybe like I know St. Mary's. I feel like last year the thing was like, oh, they shoot off the charts, but I don't know. I'm kind of overhearing about these teams that like the bracket comes down there. Look out for this team. Look out for this team. Look out for this team.
Yeah.
Half the time the teams don't even show up in the round of 64. But hey, listen, it's good to know when teams are frauds. I mean, Virginia, they won't be making it deep in my bracket. I don't care that they lost to Duke. It's just they didn't show me anything. Like there was no fight start to finish. That's the biggest game of their season. I mean, that biggest game they've had in a long time, biggest game of the year for them. No fight from them whatsoever. I understand Duke is very good, but in conference game, you didn't even look like you showed up.
Yeah, no. And like you said, I think they're kind of frauds. That slow pace, offense, it's limiting. Like you're not gonna win like that on the college level come later in the tournament. But like their offense efficiency, I think, is outside that top contender range, and that low scoring average. That it's not gonna transition come the tournament. Like that's not gonna transition to wins and winning big games late in the tournament. And I mean the way they just got handled by Duke is just. A little bit of fight. Like, can we get a little bit of fight? Like, it's like, can you show us that you guys deserve to be ranked? And we didn't get that. Like, you can't win 6 games scoring like 62 a night. Like, you can't do that come the tournament. So, another team that, and I get back to Gonzaga. I believe this is their fewest quad 1 wins for a while, for a few past seasons for Gonzaga. Like, they also have, a low defensive rating, and it's been lower than their elite years they had. So I don't know. I'm not a believer in either of those teams to go make a run. And the ACC itself has also been a little bit meh.
Yeah, I know Miami got in the rankings now, but even then, it just hasn't been a great conference. I mean, like I feel like North Carolina, like people. Like that's another team in the ACC where it's like people kind of expect them to maybe win a game or two in the tournament, maybe and it gets to the point. Then you start talking about North Carolina. It's like, can they go on a run? It's not even like, okay, we expect them in the Elite Eight. So like, yeah, I agree. The ACC as a whole just hasn't been, maybe what people expected it to be. I think people expected Clemson to be a lot better than they were. Maybe like an NC State to be a little bit better. We'll see them later tonight versus Duke, but. I don't know. Maybe it's just some of the competition is just separating themselves. It seems like, there's a handful of teams, maybe 5-6 teams that are proving that they're just a lot better than everyone else. I think you have to throw Duke, Michigan, UConn, Arizona.
I wanted to speak about
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida surging.
I wanted to speak about Florida because Rob made a video this past week saying that Florida, as good as they are, they don't have what it takes to win the NCAA tournament.
I didn't say that. I didn't say they don't have what it takes.
They have what it takes.
Statistically, they can't win based off the fact that every national champion since 2004 has been top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. Florida was not in it. And I understand they had a tough early schedule. I understand they're playing their best ball at the right time. But if it's been every year since 04, it can't just be a coincidence that every champ from 04 was top 12 in the Week 6 AP poll. Like there has to be there's logic to that. So I understand they're surging now. I understand that they played a really tough out of conference schedule. Again, we saw one of those losses in person, and we still have a lot of faith in Florida. But based off that, Florida can't win it all. And I do think they still have holes as a team. Like, sometimes if their shooting isn't there, they're like a little suspect. So I don't know. I just feel like, listen, they're a great basketball team, but like you said, I made the video. People got all mad. Oh, it's just a stat. Oh, who cares about the AP poll? I mean, yeah, I guess I don't really care about the AP poll, but when it's every champion since '04, every champ since '04, like it has to mean something. And you look at the teams in there: Arizona, Michigan, Duke, Iowa State, UConn was a top 5. Purdue, they're done. I don't want to hear about Purdue ever again. Houston's in there. Like, there's still really good teams. I think it's going to be one of those top 5 teams that wins it all. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here's my take, though, about, Florida not being in that AP poll. It was week 6, right?
Yeah.
So we're seeing a new change in college basketball. Kind of like the pioneer for this is the UConn men's basketball coach, Dan Hurley, where he intentionally moved away from that traditional early season multi-team tournament that, such as like the Maui Invitational, and I know they got the Players Era, and they got the Baja Mar Invitational. UConn and Dan Hurley moved away from it because they wanted to, schedule their own out-of-conference games that really put them to the test. One of those games being Florida, right? They got to play Illinois, I believe. They played a bunch of different, they played Arizona as well. Does that kind of change that statistic, right? Like, Florida they are another team that didn't play in an early season tournament this season, beginning of the season. I know next year they're supposed to play in the Players Era tournament, but I feel like with the course of college basketball and coaches, trying to take that early season to really test their teams, does that change that? Because I don't know, Florida looks really good right now. Really good.
Yeah, I mean, they do, and they played phenomenal versus Arkansas, and it seemed like every shot they took went in. And listen, they got a lot of great players, but I don't know. Going back to your point about does it change the stat? I mean, I guess to some degree, but then I think to myself, if they were at the tournaments, they're still playing really good competition. So it's kind of just like the whole scheduling thing. Like, I think like Hurley just hated the whole format of the Invitational, like the Maui Invitational, and going out to Maui and the timing being weird and how you got to play so many games back to back and all that. Like, sure, you're scheduling your own out of conference, but the opponents are usually still all really good in those tournaments. So yes, I guess it does change the stat a little bit to me, but like at the same time, I don't know. I thought it was just like kind of a don't kill the messenger stat. I saw it. I presented it to the people. Got a lot of hate for it, but I'll stick to it. I think there's a reason that stat has stayed the same for so long. And I mean, it'd be cool to see someone break it. I mean, they say records are meant to be broken and streaks are meant to be broken. So if Florida does it, that'd be pretty cool. I can't wait for all the comments, but I mean, I don't know. I'll rock with the stat. But another surging team, Texas Tech. I mean, they just keep Texas Tech to me. I mean, I know, like almost a bet. Like at times, like when they're at their best, they're a better Houston because Texas Tech plays super aggressive, but they get it done on the offensive side end of the court more than Houston does. It's like that's just like the comparison that kind of comes to mind. Like Texas Tech. I mean, the upset versus Iowa State was tremendous. Like even with the injury to Toppin, all of a sudden they still look like a team that can find a way to get to the Final Four.
Yeah,
so.
well, that's the thing. They hold opponents to low shooting percentages, right? Like that's kind of like Houston, like you said. And Iowa State, like they had that loss for Iowa State. Like there were scoring droughts, and like you said, the defense plus a little bit of patience, I guess, problems come March for opponents, and that's what Texas Tech has. Like, it sucks that they had they lost JT Toppin, but that team seems like they are a unit. Like they seem like they're like a well-built unit, and I really like what they got going on. Like the fact that they still have this momentum going forward is honestly amazing for them. So.
Yeah, not a team you probably want to see in your region at all. I mean, right now, Joe Lunardi's got him as a 4. I mean, has him as a 4, then Purdue above them as a 3, which I have no idea how that's possible because
was that when did that come out?
No, he posted this one 5 hours ago.
Wow,
that's his newest one.
Yeah.
He's got him as a 4 seed. Same seed as Gonzaga, Virginia, and Alabama. And I think Texas Tech is leaps and bounds better than any of those teams.
They've got a really physical half-court, they're just a really physical half-court team. And that's the type of stuff we see wins national championships. Florida last year, UConn the year before, those teams were really good come the tournament in the half-court offense and half-court defense. Like, it's one thing to get out on the break and be really physical in transition and, you know, play smart and fast. But what happens when the other team starts scoring and you have to score in a half-court set on defense or on offense? And you can't just rely on, you know, being a more physical or a faster team. You have to rely on your actual sets. And Texas Tech, they're like I said, they are very physical in that half court, offensively and defensively, and that's the type of stuff that travels in March.
Yeah, little trapezoid of excellence shout out there from James. You gotta be able to do both. You gotta be able to play with pace and then also be able to slow it down and be productive doing both. Also, just a quick shout out to John Fanta. He is just the best, man. I mean, he was calling that UConn game versus St. John's, and he had some phenomenal calls in that game. And then yesterday, March 1st, he put out a video about how it was March, and he did like his whole little hype up for the tournament. I was ready to run through a brick wall when I heard his video. I mean, he's incredible. I don't think there's a more likable guy right now than John Fanta. I mean, I could listen to that guy in a Spaces on X talking about college basketball for hours and hours on end. I mean, he's the best to me. I don't know. I love me some John Fanta.
No, I mean, you're right. I feel like he's like one of the best right now in the game at elevating the sport. Like the way he calls the game, it's just it's passion, but he's prepared. Like he knows his stuff, and like, you know, it doesn't even feel like he's just covering the sport. Like it feels like he's living it. Like he almost like champions it. Like literally. This is what he does. Like I don't know. His voice. We're watching like almost a legend in like being built. Like
like
it's
because I feel like he's a fairly young guy. I mean,
he is.
I don't know his exact age, but I feel like he's a fairly. I mean, right now it's saying 29 years old. Yeah, so I mean, he's young. He's gonna be around for a long, long time. I mean, that's literally you said legend in the making. Like he's a guy that. I mean, I don't know, just the way the broadcasting is. 20 years from now, he's probably calling like national title games.
It'll probably be national title games.
Yeah.
At some point, the NBA is gonna try and poach him, and that's what's gonna happen. Hey man, I
just got his DraftKings deal. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait for the first promo, like the Fanta 5 or something like that. Some people talk about they're gonna throw their mortgage on it and then just tail Fanta with everything. He's just the best. He's just like you said, so much passion from him. Sticking to basketball though, I feel like we have to bring up after your rant last week about the Knicks. Now you got the Brunson jersey up there. I feel like we have to talk about maybe the streakiest team ever.
My biggest thing is, first of all, I didn't get to mention this on the pod last week, but here are my 4 favorite teams right here behind me, right? Every week, I'm going to re-rank them based on how I feel about the team and where they are going. And, you know, is the direction good? Is the direction bad? Are they winning? Are they losing? And what's, the discourse around them? So I'm going to rank, right now the ranking is the Knicks, number 1. Yankees are number 2. The Giants are 3rd because they're in a rebuild. They hired a new coach. They're in a rebuild. The Rangers. Shout out Mike Sullivan, though. Team USA. But
you know how bad you got to be behind the Giants,
I know.
man. To be below the Giants right now, oh my Lord.
It's underwhelming. Ooh, there's a little bit of optimism in that Giants building, though. So, but back to what Rob asked about the Knicks. I don't really have a rant this week because the Knicks kind of stepped it up last week. Yesterday they had a really great win versus the San Antonio Spurs, who just went on that 11-0 streak, had their second best month in franchise history, going 11-0 in February. They look like a true championship contender. Everyone talks about that Phil Jackson, 40-20. You got to win 40 games before you lose 20. The Spurs might be they're going to be one of those teams. There's only 3 teams this year that have been 40-20, and that's the Pistons, the Spurs, and the Thunder. And
did the Celtics lose that?
I think no. They lost 20 before they won 40. They went.
I know they were one of the last 4 teams in the running. I guess. Okay.
They were 39-20, I believe.
They're 40-20 right now.
Yeah, but you got to win 40 before you lose 20.
Yeah. I was saying.
So, and they get Jason Tatum. Apparently, Jason Tatum's coming back on Friday, which is insane to me. That I'll speak on that later. But yeah, back to the Knicks. What we saw yesterday was what happens when we get Mikal Bridges, that his shot is flowing and it translates to his defense, right? Like he played so active in the passing lanes and his shot was dropping. We see, Mike Brown send Sochan to the bench for the young Mo Diawara, who his shot looks beautiful yesterday. I know Rob mentioned it to me earlier. If he probably could have had another 3 or 4 shots that dropped if they didn't rim out. And I know, yes, a miss is a miss, but he's 6'9". He's a young guy, great defender. Like, that's a piece that could develop into a great part for the Knicks rotation. But the Knicks were active yesterday. I know a lot of people weren't happy. Oh, Karl-Anthony Towns, he only scored 10 points, and it goes back to what Shaq said. It's got to be you. It has to start with you. He played amazing defense versus Victor Wembanyama yesterday in that game. And
14 boards.
Yeah, like he was really efficient. He knocked Wemby off of his efficiency. And if we can get that, like I said, if we get that effort out of Cat, not only on the offensive end, but more importantly, the defensive end, the Knicks can be unstoppable because now you don't have guys like Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby who have to, step up their defense and leave a man open because Cat is not being aggressive defensively. So they looked really good yesterday. My only issue is, and this is going to be the same thing throughout the stretch of this season, is can they be consistent?
Yeah.
Like, as good as they look, they've got to stay that hot and that, efficient, like defensively and offensively. And we don't know. It's a roller coaster for them. And there's,
Literally.
It feels like there might be a ceiling, but we don't know. Like, we don't know if there's a ceiling. And it starts with the consistency. And I will kind of, the rotations have been a little bit off these past 2 or 3 weeks, leading into the All-Star break. And then now after we've got new pieces, we've got Deuce McBride goes down, so guys have to step up. And we've been playing like 12 guys. And Mike Malone, former Nuggets coach, on the call yesterday kind of spoke about how the Knicks need to figure out their rotation. Like, that's one thing that everyone used to hate about Tom Thibodeau and how he's only playing 8 guys, 7 guys, and everyone gets burnt out. And then here goes Mike Brown. He was playing like 12 guys at one point. Like, it was playing a lot of guys, and it's like we went from one end of the spectrum to the other end. Like, we got to find a healthy medium, like a healthy balance of where is this rotation going to start and what pieces are going to be the pieces moving forward for that Knicks rotation. So
I think he's starting to figure it out, though.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the players have to make his job easier, too, in the sense of, like you talk about, Mikal Bridges played great yesterday. Him playing better allows for guys like Alvarado and Shamet and Diawara to just kind of come out there and give a little, like, spark of energy and defensive effort and not have to be guys that have to score, 15 points off the bench in order for you to win the game. So if you get more productivity out of your starters, those bench pieces are really just, for little short bursts of energy, some, good tenacity off the bench. I mean, which is how it felt yesterday. It felt like Shamet and Alvarado were just kind of like, they were there, they were steadying the ship, a lot of good defensive energy. Shamet low-key has to shoot better. That's just, I feel like he's been kind of struggling recently. I feel like the past 3 games, they've faced some really good teams, like 1 of 5 again yesterday from 3. Like, that's kind of his forte. You kind of need him to be hitting, in the playoffs. But still, he was plus 19 for the day. So, I mean, they were doing something right. But, yeah, so like you said, consistency is the key with the Knicks, which just hasn't, it's the key, but we haven't seen it all year long.
But that goes back to what we were talking about and how it is a roller coaster. Guys are going to go on shooting streaks that are great and not. There's been multiple times this year where the Knicks were on 15-0 runs, both for and against.
Yeah.
Like that, like that can't happen.
I think at one point it was 19 to it was like 19-5 in the Spurs game. Like they came out the gate looking awful. It looked like it was going to be another disappointing performance versus a really good basketball team. And then I think they went on like a 25-2 run versus the Spurs, and then they just kind of maintained that lead for the whole game. So they are as streaky as it comes in game over the course of a season, player to player. Like you literally cannot make it up for the Knicks. I mean, another inconsistent team, the Los Angeles Lakers, who call me a hater. I love to see the Lakers lose, man, because their 2 biggest stars take zero accountability. And it's just incredible to me how no one seems to care. And then JJ Redick has to just answer for everybody. And the media just still will cover them because they're the Lakers. And they're honestly sickening to hear about on a daily basis, if you ask me. But
I'm fatigued.
I don't know. I mean,
I really am.
they're in a lot of close games, so I guess you got to cover them, LeBron, Luka. But listen, their two biggest players are lazy. Call it what lazy. I mean, a simple tween. He's getting beat to the hoop. LeBron 41, still playing lazy. I don't care. He's 41. I mean, he's taking whole possessions off while trying to cherry pick. I know some of you have seen that clip. He literally had the Lakers playing 4-on-5 for an entire possession because he's worried about scoring on the other end. But listen, they don't answer to that. So I mean, when AR has a good game, they're just asking AR about stuff, and Luka's throwing stuff at him. So
I don't like how much airtime they get. You would think they're number one in the West, and I understand. Yes, they have Luka Doncic, and he's one of the greatest, scorers we've seen in the game. But that's half the game. It really is. That's half of the game, and his defense has been beyond lackluster. And I hear you about LeBron, and it starts with him too because he's supposed to be the leader of that team as well. But Luka, what is he? 26 years old. He's
a lot younger.
It's got to start with him. Like it really does. Like as much as I'm sick of all this LeBron talk and Laker talk, and it's got to start with Luka. Like is he going to be a leader? Like it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like there's just he's 6'8". He should be a great defender. Like there's no reason why he isn't, and he's a point guard. So I mean, it's kind of pathetic. And then you saw during that Warriors game, JJ tries to talk to him as he's walking to the bench, and they clearly get into it. And then like he sits down, JJ, I don't know, Luka tried to give JJ Redick like a high five or vice versa, and Luka like denied it, and JJ's trying to talk to him, and then you just see him pout. He plops down on the bench, and then JJ says something to him, which it clearly got Luka upset, and you just see, Luka stands up to go back and talk to JJ as he's walking back up the court. Mm-hmm. And then Jared Vanderbilt had to stand up and like get in between it. It's just like, there's no reason for that. There's no reason for like, I don't know, man.
Bad chemistry. Just bad.
Bad.
It's like there's just a lack of respect for JJ. I don't know. I mean, but I do agree though. Like I do throw a lot of shade towards LeBron for his effort, and like I think he has to be like the leader off the court, and like he has to kind of be like the.
I think they're just unserious.
It's almost like crazy to say because his son is literally on the team, but he has to be like the father figure for that team. But yeah, on the court, Luka has to be leading the charge. Like from an effort standpoint, he has to be their guy. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know. I just think like at first I was kind of out on JJ as a coach, and I was just kind of like, this is just like LeBron is like a LeBron hiring because they had a podcast together. But then, like, I don't know. I feel like if JJ coached a team where it was just all young, pure talent, they'd be like a team that just absolutely flew around, hustle. Like, you look at the Spurs, like Mitch Johnson is only 39 years old. Like, he's a very young head coach. And the Spurs play with insane effort. Like, they were getting physical with the Knicks yesterday. They play physical every game, good defense. Like, that's like kind of, I feel like JJ could be the same with different characters on the team. But listen, he has who he has. It's not up to him. He's not the GM. So that's, they have who they have, but I don't know. And then we haven't even brought up DeAndre Ayton. That's the best part. We haven't even brought up DeAndre Ayton, who I'm not even going to get into it with him.
I feel like it was maybe 3 years ago when JJ got hired. I remember we were talking about it, and we were like, yeah, give it a year or two before the media starts to turn on JJ or something happens where the team starts to turn on him. It's classic. It's a classic. It's always a coach's fault. And then they were talking about, Dan Hurley is a coach, and we were like, no, please, no, we don't want that to happen.
Forbid.
But the Lakers, their coverage is louder than their consistency. It's honestly, it's annoying. Their effort is so inconsistent. Like, their stats defensively, the defensive rating swings, dramatically from game to game. Their transition defense is at near the bottom tier, and then they're just inconsistent at home versus the road. Like it's so many things, and I don't even think you can blame JJ for all of that. Like it starts with your superstar, and I'm telling you, this trade from Dallas, for Luka, initially everyone thought it was crazy, and it still is, but If something was going on behind the scenes where the NBA promised the Mavericks that first pick, and hopefully this comes out 40 or 50 years from now, but it'd be one of the greatest trades ever. But it almost feels like the Mavericks have a better future than the Lakers do. And I hate to say that, but they're going to get a top pick this year. They're gonna
That's so insane.
They're going to pair up. And yes, I know
Lord.
they got so lucky with, getting Cooper Flag, but they're going to get another top pick this year. They're going to pair up one of these young, amazing stars coming out of college basketball with Cooper Flag. And then they get Kyrie Irving back next year, who's going to be like the leader of that team. And they already have a bunch of great role players on that team. Watch out, man. Watch out for the
It's not a crazy take. It's just I think it's a scary take if you're a Lakers fan and you're in the front office of the Lakers, to think that like now people are actually starting to think and have the conversation of, hey, did the Mavericks win the trade? Like this is what Brian Windhorst was talking about with Luka, that if he wants to be in the winning locker rooms, he needs to play with more effort and he needs to stop complaining. I think, oh man, I wish I forget who said it because I really want to give them credit. I might have been Windy too, where I don't think it was him though, that when Luka gets mad, he takes his frustration out on the refs, where he doesn't take his frustrations out like on the court, tries to be more physical, where like everything just goes to the refs. Like it's not just, okay, now I'm going to lock in, turn it up a little bit on my end. No, his frustrations just let me go complain more. And
you know what the craziest part
tough.
is? The craziest part about that is Luka leads the league in free throw attempts. He leads the league in free throw attempts. He's at 10.5, a whole free throw more than the second person, which is SGA. You would think with the amount of times he complains a game that he has like one of the worst whistles, and he has the best whistle in the NBA. It's quite literally like unwatchable to watch Luka right now. He's either at the free throw line or he's complaining in between plays, or he's complaining during the play. Like it pains me to watch a Lakers game sometimes. It really does.
It's not ethical hoops. You want to watch some ethical hoops? Go watch Kobe Bryant versus the Suns in the playoffs. You're gonna see one screen the whole game. You'll see Kobe hitting crazy shots. Just greatness right there. But that's the state of the Lakers. Also, I think Anthony Edwards sometimes you just have to say he might be Michael Jordan's son. Like he just might be. Like that whole interaction with Chris Finch over the weekend, where Finch told him, "Hey, pass the ball," and he was like, this is and he just double team, contested three, just nothing but net. I mean, he's him.
No, bro, he's literally showed us in his young career so far. He's like one of those guys that doesn't wait for moments to happen. Like he just takes them. Like that's the type of guy. Those are the type of guys that win championships, and I hope it happens soon for him. We got to get him a little more help out there in Minnesota, but he's him. Like that was.
They had a good win yesterday. Alpha. I don't know if you saw it.
No,
good win versus the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Solid. They're a good team. Also, I don't know. This might be like this is maybe just like my eyes are deceiving me here, but do you notice that when Ant shoots, he gets so much higher than like the average person? Like, I don't know if it's just like his form, but
his release point.
Yeah, his release point is so high. I almost feel like that's like when you watch like KD. Like when KD's shooting, he's just like above everyone else. Yeah. And like, that when he's at the top of his jumper, like he's not seeing anybody. He's just seeing the rim. I feel like Ant's the same way, where at like the top of his release, he's higher than anybody.
Yeah. But that's that type. That's that stuff, man. He's his shot. It feels like his shot is like robotic in a sense, but then that release point, he's just so athletic. Like there's
smooth too.
So smooth. Mm-hmm. And he's so young. A lot of people we don't like talk about how young Anthony Edwards is. Like I gotta check his age really quickly. I believe he's what?
I'm gonna go with 24 off the top of my head. Might be a little bit older now.
24. Turns 25 in August.
I think he was what, 19 when he came out the draft, that COVID year? Something like that. So that COVID year, I wish we got to see Anthony Edwards in the NCAA tournament. That would have been awesome to watch, but we didn't. Oh well,
that sucks. But and you see like a lot of these, a lot of NBA players don't win that first ring, until what? They're later on in their 20s. I know.
Yeah.
Giannis 26, MJ 27, LeBron was 27. Shaq was 27, Kobe was 21, and Magic Johnson was 20. But Magic was on a team that already had a star like Kareem. So that was all. I mean, hey, so and 24 now. What, Tatum won his first at 26?
Yep.
It's almost go time. The thing is, we've got teams with guys like Cade Cunningham and Victor Wembanyama, the Spurs, the Pistons. Like, these teams look great. And back to what I said, that 40-20, those three teams, man, Shea and OKC. The Spurs might run the West for the next 10 years with the Thunder. So it puts Ant in a tough spot. However, I think they're going to end up being in the East in the next 2 or 3 years when the expansion happens. So that might really help him out. That's a talking point we'll have to return to later down the line.
About. This conversation might be a good time to bring up our clubhouse call-out segment because our boy Nikki commented, who do you guys think will win a ring first between Ant, Luka, Wemby, or Cade? So shout out Nikki for the comment, and we're going to keep this clubhouse call-out segment going for you guys. So, I mean, I'll just say right now, it feels like the easy pick and the easy way out, but I think it's Cade right now. I just think the Pistons are best set up to win a ring. I just think they're playing with, they feel like they have all the momentum. They're doing everything right. They look unbeatable, and I feel like in a 7-game series, no one wants to play that defensive effort and just tenacity, and Cade's playing MVP type level basketball. So I'll go with Cade and follow it up with Wemby.
Okay. So the 4 people was Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Victor Wembanyama, and Luka Doncic.
Yeah, Luka.
Off the rip, drop Luka. I'll tell you right now, Luka's not ever winning a ring. And it's going to depend on other people before it depends on him to win a ring.
Wow. Wow.
It's real, though. And I'm sure NBA fans agree with me. It's real. He has as many All-NBA selections as he has. He may not ever win an MVP, too, because, for one, you don't play defense at a high level like most MVPs have. So I can drop him out immediately. Mm-hmm. So back to what I was saying, Cade might have the easiest route to the finals. Yeah. So it's going to come down to if they can get it done. I think we're going to get a Pistons-Spurs finals this year. And I think it's going to be between Cade or Victor Wembanyama. However, I think the Spurs are not the better team, but Wemby is just such a force, and it's going to be a lot for them to handle in a 7-game series. I think Wembanyama gets that ring first, and he's a young leader. Like he wears his emotions on his shirt, like on his jersey, like on his chest, and that's the type of stuff that you need. But however, I think Cade's the MVP right now. I think he's the MVP of the league, and I think it's going to be one of those two guys. I'm going to have to go with Wemby, because if you get out the West, that's a beast. You get out the West, you're battle tested. Yeah. And so if Wembanyama gets to that finals, it's going to be him. I think the West wins the finals for the next 3 or 4 years too. So
no, I think you don't think the Pistons get one with this young core?
I think they get to I think they get to at least 2 finals with this young core.
Wow.
At least 2. Like Ron Holland's starting to play really great too. Like they look good, man. They look scary.
I don't know. I think it just might be their time. I don't know. I mean, I guess they did lose to the Spurs. Like, what was it? 2 weeks ago they lost to the Spurs. But I mean, then they beat the Thunder. They beat the Cavs. They beat the Magic. Like, they're on a roll, dude. I mean, and Cade. Listen, they lost last year in the playoffs to the Knicks, so they got a sour taste in their mouth now. Like they want to erase that. Cade's been there. I mean, I don't know. I'm rocking with Cade. I just think he also does it so quietly, like no attention and just balling, truly hooping.
He'll tell a player about who he is too. As nonchalant as he could be, like he's a competitor, and he will tell you like this is what I do. But it kind of brings me back to the NBA talking or bringing up, in meetings, thinking about getting rid of the draft and stuff like that. The Pistons and the Spurs were 2 of the worst teams in the NBA before they got Wembanyama and Cade. Mm-hmm. When they got Cade, they had literally the worst record in NBA history. But because of the draft and because of being able to draft a high draft pick like Wemby, like Cade, those first round pick, that first overall pick, look where they are now. Like, we're talking about two of the best teams in the NBA, and the NBA is talking about getting rid of the draft. Like, it's like we just got to slow it down. We got to embrace, like Mark Cuban said, we need to embrace the tank. We got to embrace teams being at the bottom of the NBA because they get rewarded with such talent out of the draft that can change your franchise. And look what happened. Like, these two teams are at the top of the league right now. So, you know, I getting rid of the draft, I hope they don't do it. It'd be a nightmare for the NBA. But, man, I can't wait to see who wins this NBA championship this year. You know, hopefully it's a new dynasty, or not a dynasty, but a new team, you know, because the Spurs, too. Spurs, Thunder got a little bit of rivalry going on.
Yeah.
Really like to see that. Good for the league. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, a lot of, we talked about, and we know that NCAA tournament's going to be good. We brought up Champions League. We brought up the Olympics tournament. I feel like there's just so many good sports going on. And now this week we got coming up, the World Baseball Classic starts up, which is, can America keep it rolling? I mean, their team is absolutely loaded. I think their first pool play game is March 6th. So in a couple games, I think they play Brazil. I don't know. I think to me, it's like, hey, Americans got to keep it going. They lost 2023. I still have it ingrained where Shohei Ohtani struck out Mike Trout to end that whole tournament. So
that was such
they got to have to get the lick back. Just have to find a way. And I'm interested to see what Aaron Judge shows up. Are we going to get, you know, regular season Aaron Judge where he's just dominant? This past postseason, Aaron Judge kind of got the monkey off his back, started to play better. The Yankees didn't win, though. So which Aaron Judge is going to show up? I hope we get the most dominant Aaron Judge performance we've ever seen. He really just becomes Captain America for baseball, and the U.S. brings it home. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up about Judge. We were both at that game where, you know, he hit that home run off the foul pole.
Oh, yeah.
So happy for him that happened. I mean, the stadium was rocking. Like, it was like you could hear a pin drop when you see the ball go up because no one knew if it was going to go out or not. Mm-hmm. Everyone stared for a second. It hits the foul pole, went ballistic in there. But no, you speak about Judge, and it's like you got the monkey off his back. Like you said, it would be sickening if he goes out there and he doesn't have, you know, an amazing tournament or like, you know, a tournament that a leader like that on a team like that should have. And it's like before he even gets put back in the pinstripes, it's, people are talking about, him not being able to show up in, you know, the big moments. And that would be crazy. Like after he just did it in October, you know, where he had his signature moment. And then before the 2026 season even starts, here we go again with people talking about, you know, him being able to perform. But, you know, I'm a huge Aaron Judge fan, and I have no doubt, you know, that he will, you know, carry some momentum for Team USA. But yeah, no, this is a revenge tour for them. Mm-hmm. It's a revenge tour. Like 2023, like you said, I remember that strikeout for Ohtani. He had his moment, and he's had a few more since then. So, I mean, they've got, on paper, the lineup kind of looks unfair. Like, it really does.
Yeah, no, they're studded out. I mean, just, again, yeah, no excuses. I mean, I think, but weirdly enough, I think 2023 was only the second time they've ever actually made the final. I don't know. Maybe I read that stat wrong somewhere, but I'm pretty sure, like, they don't usually go that far in this tournament, but I feel like their teams have just gotten so much better over the years. And yeah, this, like you said, revenge tour at its finest. I feel like, I don't know, maybe this is a crazy take, but it's like, I feel like if Japan wins again, it's like, it's going to be like watching the Dodgers win another World Series. Like, it has like just that same feel. Obviously, yes, because Shohei's on the Dodgers, but like, USA, listen, just like the Olympics, let's keep the momentum going. Let's get, you know, win it all. And then hopefully maybe that means that, you know, Aaron Judge is here and the Yankees win a World Series. Maybe that's what that means. Maybe it's just like one big silver lining.
Let's not get
Oh, hold on. Yeah, actually, this is great. That actually just made me think of something that I want to address. I'm so tired of seeing these damn notifications for spring training for the Yankees and who's hitting home runs. I don't know. They might be undefeated in spring training. I don't care. I really, really don't. Am I happy for the guys that are having a good spring? of course, Spencer Jones, keep balling, because maybe they'll actually bring you up and let you play more than 3 games before they decide to send you back down and ruin all your momentum and let you get into a groove. I'm so tired of seeing the Yankees spring training notification, though. I couldn't care less if they hit a record-setting like 50 home runs in a game in spring training. It does not matter to me. Let me see what you do in October. Let's see if you actually let prospects play or let them rot in the minors, and then you don't want to trade them because you're not ready to give them up because you think they have too much value, but the value is not good enough to bring them up and let them play more than 3 games in a row. So then you send them back down. No momentum. We get another Miguel Andujar, another Clint Frazier, another Oswaldo Cabrera, another Jason Dominguez, another... I'm blanking, but there's other ones. So you get the point. I don't care about spring training. I think I'm going to spring training in Arizona for the first time ever, which that I'm excited about because everybody says you got to experience spring training firsthand. So excited for that. Other than that, couldn't care less what the Yankees are doing in spring training unless they actually want to make it mean something and Spencer Jones gets real playing time.
Then we just got another one of Rob's rants. We get a weekly rant. We get a weekly rant. Last week it was what, the weather. The week before that it was the Yankees again.
Yeah. I hope people don't think these rants are fake, by the way. I really don't. I hope you guys, like, these are not for clicks. Like, this is who I am. Like,
genuinely.
Like, I'm probably going to have years taken off my life. Like, I come from a family with bad temper. So, though, this is genuine. I'm sweating right now. Just from that, like, I'm already sweating. I got high blood pressure. Like, this is as genuine as can be. The Yankees get me going. So, yeah, no, they're not fake. Don't ever question that if you're tuning into the Hillside Club. Only real takes. But
yeah. Honestly, I'm actually really happy that the World Baseball Classic is kind of getting that the weight that it has now. Like I'm hyped for it. When we watched it in 2023, like some of those moments, like the passion that players play with because they're playing for their nation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make that stuff up, and I'm happy that it has this weight now. And I'm happy that baseball is starting to become a more worldwide sport. I know it's in the Olympics in 2028 in LA, like that's awesome. And just for this to come back right before the season starts too, like we're kind of getting spoiled with all the sports, like you said.
Yeah.
This is a great stretch of weeks for sports. I know the Masters is in 38 days, and I actually had a question.
Oh, I can't wait.
About the Masters. And I've been seeing it kind of floating online, but this is a question for you, Rob. I saw this online. It was like, hey, would you rather have a lifetime pass for that Sunday round at the Masters, or would you want 2 free rounds of golf at Augusta?
No, I think I would rather play. I feel like
really,
yeah. No, I'd rather play. I feel like also Wait, this is to me. It's a no-brainer because I think at some point you'd get tired of watching it in person. Like I
don't think that ever happened.
No, I think it does 100%.
No way.
The crowds. Are you like? Who's to say like? What are you just sitting on 18 all day? Who's to guarantee? I don't know. I think the Masters is as like a better viewing experience on TV on Sunday. The music, you get to see all the different shots. You don't have to worry about following another guy. Yes, would I love to go to the Masters? I mean, that's a dream sports venue of mine. Of course, I want to go, but to say that you got to play Augusta twice, like the chances of that happening are so slim. I feel like I would love to go to the Masters and experience it as a fan, but I love watching it at home. I really do on a Sunday.
Well, that's one of the best weekends of the year, especially when Sunday comes
I'm
around.
going with playing it. I'm going with two free, like 2 rounds at Augusta where I get to play. I'd rather that than what was that? You said lifetime passes on Sunday?
Lifetime Sunday, yeah.
No, I don't care. I'd rather play. I think it's a better viewing experience on TV and at home. I really do.
I don't know how I can't speak on the viewing experience there. I know you hear stories about it.
I guess I can't either, but I just feel like
they're cheap. It's probably one of the greatest.
But I feel like after a few times, like you'd probably say to yourself, "I love it here, but damn, I really wish I could have. I wish I could play." Like if you made me choose and I don't get the other one, I feel like after like being there 5 years in a row on a Sunday, you're probably saying to yourself, damn, I really wish I could play here. I probably should have went with the other option. Whereas you get to play Augusta twice, and then every time you're watching on Masters Sunday, when you're hearing the music and you're hearing Jim Nantz, you're thinking, I played that course.
Yeah.
And then they're switching to all the different guys. And I don't know. I'm going with playing. I really am.
I know a lot of people online were like, this is a no-brainer. I want the lifetime pass. And I don't know.
Was that the consensus online?
Well, here, I kind of altered the question because it was initially just one round. And I was like, one round is like.
I'd still do I'd do one round. Yeah. I'd rather play than.
I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I don't care about the lifetime passes. I'd rather play and then maybe just, I'd rather play.
It's a lifetime of memories, man. Like you go once a year on that last, like. Once a year, you get to go out there to Augusta.
Listen, the Masters is always great, but you don't always get historic moments.
You don't.
Like last year was historic with Rory winning. Like, if it's that, like that's your, your one time go. Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel I'm taking playing. That's where I stand on that. I'm going with playing.
I got you.
That's my stance on that.
See, my thing would be if I'd go and I end up having a terrible round, I'd be pissed off for life. Like
I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
A terrible round, but can you imagine if that road?
I think you would. I think your expectations are so low as to like how you play because it's Augusta. Like it's a tough course, and you're just soaking it all in. And like even if you have the worst day of your golfing career, you're just so happy that you're playing Augusta National Golf Club and you're just soaking it all in.
You guys should watch Rob play around the golf. If a shot doesn't go his way.
What are you talking about? We're talking about the courses I always play. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a course where like when I've played, I'm like, just like, I don't care. Okay. Like when we played Stanwich that time, like I didn't play phenomenal, but like.
No, that was a great day. That was an amazing round.
You play like mid and you're just like, you're happy to be there. Or like, think about when you haven't played in a while and you're just happy to be out there with the guys. Like, the shots bother you, but then you finish around, you're like, well, it could be worse. It could be, 20 degrees out like it is right now.
Tell me, I'm so sick of this weather. But yeah, I hear you. I think I'm going with the lifetime pass. Just, once a year, being able to go out there and experience just that amazing like atmosphere.
Right, when you have your 50th pimento cheese sandwich, you'll be saying, damn, I should have taken the round in golf. That's what you'll be saying.
That one's getting clipped right there.
Who are you fooling, James? Who are you fooling?
Bro, it's the Masters. Think about it. You think about going once.
Should James be this week's Who You Fooling? Maybe he should be. I think we could throw him up there. But if only we didn't have a better team to give to you guys for this week. So this week's Who You Fooling? James, you want to take this one away?
Who ya fooling? Who do we got this week? We got Gonzaga.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzaga Bulldogs. Honestly,
I don't know if it's Who You Fooling of this week. It might be Who You Fooling of all time with Gonzaga.
No, yeah, like this regular season dominance that they've had, always raises questions come March, and then those questions are always answered with Gonzaga not being about it, right? Like they're just like being dominant in December and then being questionable come April. Like you can't fool us anymore, man. I'm honestly sick of the fact that they didn't drop in the rankings enough. Also, is just like, what is the committee's love for them? And I don't get it. I don't know.
It's bias.
Yeah, man. They've had multiple number one seeds over the past decade or so, and I think they've had fewer championships than seeding has suggested. Like, this is not fooling me.
I think their most memorable moment is the Jalen Suggs shot, and then they ended up getting blown out the next game to Baylor.
Yeah,
so I mean, like,
team.
That's throughout this whole dominance of Gonzaga. That's their brightest moment, and then it got completely washed away just days later. So yeah, I don't know. I was mad about them earlier in the episode. I just don't get it. To me, they should be an unranked team. I don't know. I don't know what they have on the AP. They clearly have something because they've had some bad losses. They have they faced their biggest test pretty much of the season. They lose that game. They got blown out by Michigan by 40 earlier in the year. I think it was 40 points. Like, what are we talking about here? Again, you want to talk about Miami, Ohio being frauds and maybe they shouldn't get in, and certain ex-coaches are talking about that, which was a joke. And then, let's talk about Gonzaga and how they shouldn't be ranked. So, yeah, that's how I feel about them.
They've had 5 number one seeds in the NCAA tournament, 2013, 2017, 2019, 2021, and 2022. And like you said, their most memorable moment was 2021, that Jalen Suggs shot where there was the stadium was at 20% capacity. Like, it's gross, and you can't really fool us, man. Like again, it's been too many times, too many chances, too many high rankings by the committee, and they've had what 6 Elite Eight appearances, they've had 2 Final Four appearances, and then they've had 2 national championship game appearances, 2017 and 2021. It's like, yo, enough already, enough. Like it's enough is enough. You're not fooling me. I might pit them in the round of the Sweet 16, but I don't think so. This team has not shown me that they're going to be about it come March or come the tournament.
I think right now Joe Lunardi has them as a 4 seed in the same region as Duke, Michigan State, Iowa State. I can't see them beating any of those 4 teams. So yeah, I don't think they're going to make it past the round of 32. I think they'll probably get upset. 4 versus 13. I think there's always one every year. Maybe it's Gonzaga this year. There might be a couple because oh no. Sorry, it's Purdue as a 3. I was going to say Purdue could get upset real quick. But no, so there you go. There you have it. Gonzaga, who you fooling of the week. And then
let's get into our
About It.
This is our favorite. Yeah. This is really my favorite segment every week. But
love it, man.
Our About It and Not About It of the week, because the sports world loves to show us who's about it every week. And then at the same time, on the flip side, they like to show us who's not about it. Mm-hmm. So, my About It of the week, shout out, the UConn Huskies and UConn women's basketball. Gina Ariyama and that team going undefeated in the regular season. We kind of spoke about, the Penn State wrestling team and like how it's such a strong dynasty of, not an organization, but a strong, team in the past 20 years or so. UConn women's basketball, I don't even know if I should mention them in the same breath because they're just so levels past that. And that's not to take anything away from Penn State wrestling, but like Gino has been so consistent in the past 20 years that I don't even know what to say. Like people don't even like bat an eye at this anymore. They just went 31-0 and like no one
it's
is
expected,
like, it's like, yeah, it's like
our UConn insider Timmy got pissed at me when I called Penn State maybe the greatest modern sports dynasty of all time. And he was like, did you just forget about UConn women's basketball? No, which I kind of did when I said that, but it's true. I think that they might be a top 5 sports dynasty of all time. This is like a 25-year dynasty.
There's only a few teams.
Like this is insanity what they're doing. So, and like you said, I mean, they go undefeated and it's like, okay, UConn went undefeated. Like that shouldn't be a normal reaction. Like you could say, yeah, they get the best recruits. Like that shouldn't be a normal reaction. Winning should not be taken for granted. It just shouldn't be. And at any level in any sport, winning should not be taken for granted. And what UConn women basketball does, insane.
6 undefeated seasons under Gino. They've got 12 national titles. And it's harder to win in college basketball than it is to win in anything else because that tournament is just so grand and it's win or go home.
Yeah.
64 teams. Like it's impossible. I was going to say, like, can we bring up like the Lakers? Can we bring up the Celtics? And it's like, they only have to play against 30 other teams.
You're right.
It's truly insane what he's been able to do up there at Stores.
It's got the nickname March Madness for a reason. So you're 100% right. Yeah. My About of the week, sticking with the UConn Huskies, I'm going with Alex Karaban, who he played his final game at Gamble this past weekend. He's honored by the Huskies, gets his number in the rafters as an active player, which is pretty wild. To get up there as an active player is saying a lot, but he and then it's just like so about it. His final game there, 23 points, 5 of 6 from 3. He's emotional pregame, and then he just shows up on the court. One of his best games all year. They get the win versus Seton Hall. Close game, but they bear down at the end. I mean, Alex Karaban is just, I don't know, if he's going to have a career in the NBA. I don't know if he goes maybe more into coaching because he's known as a super, super smart player, team guy. But, I mean, he might have one of the more underrated college careers that no one talks about. Yeah. And if he gets this third, it shouldn't be underrated anymore. He's got 2 national titles. He's a 4-year starter. Most wins as a player in UConn history. I think he's like 53s away from the program record. And when you have guys like Ray Allen that have played there, that says a lot. So if he gets a third ring at UConn, like he can't be underrated anymore. Like it's one of the better college careers we've ever seen. Maybe one of the better ones we've seen in modern day, no doubt. Because you don't see guys stay that long. And I know some of that people are going to say, well, because he's not good enough to go to the NBA. Yeah, maybe. But like he really could have came out if he wanted to and like just moved on. But he didn't. So, credit to him.
Yeah. I mean, that, like you said, that game, 5 or 6 from 3, his last game there at Gamble. It's how you leave a program. Like you leave it all out there. Doubt. And I'm sure, if he has a great Big East tournament and a great, March Madness, they can go and win it all. Like they can easily go and win it all. So,
Can. He says can. They will. When they will, he means. When he gets the third ring.
Yeah, but
book it.
Rob has got himself a not about it of the week.
Yeah, my not about it of the week. We talked about golf earlier with the Masters. And James brought up the food prices at Augusta being, normal and the food there. So my not about of the week is golf prices being off the charts these days. I just, it is so bad, especially if you're from the Northeast, you know about this because first off, the courses are not even nice enough for the prices that they charge. Like you hear about the prices that are being charged in Florida and out West, and it makes sense because the courses match that price. The courses do not match the price in the North, a majority of Northeast courses. And then, we finally get some nice weather. I go to the range, $20 for a large bucket of balls, 100 balls. I mean, it's just outrageous. Every year, it's just more and more and more and more and more and more. And I get it, like inflation, I guess we got to raise the prices. But what are you telling me in a few years I'm going to be looking at $30 for a large bucket of balls that I'm going to go hit in an hour? Like, are we serious? Like, I remember, it's a while ago. I guess, I'm 22 now. I can remember when I was probably 13 years old going to the driving range with my dad. That same bucket of balls was $10 for a large. I remember $6 for a medium bucket of balls. I don't know. Golf prices are out of control. I'm tired of seeing $20 cart fees. You got to do some courses. Well, if there's only one guy riding, you got to pay the full 40. What are we doing here? I don't know. Golf prices are getting out of control ever since COVID. Everybody started playing, the demand went up for golf, but now it's a mess. It's a mess. If you live, I don't know. Maybe this isn't a nationwide problem. Maybe this is just a Northeast problem.
No, it's for sure a Northeast problem.
It's terrible.
You would think though. I don't know. I haven't played golf out west, or last time I played golf in the South, I was a lot younger, so I don't know. And I'm sure my dad paid, so I couldn't tell you how it was from a paying standpoint, but it's all about capitalizing on the next dollar right now. And that it seems to be the thing in not just sports, but everything in the world. So it's tough. But I remember when we went to the range the other day and the guy, initially we saw the $20 for a large bucket. My initial thought was, hey, is it because there's still snow on the ground and maybe it's harder to pick up the golf balls? No, he's like, oh no, this is the new rate. This is the new rate for the year. What?
I wish we could show people. Honestly, maybe I'll find a picture and we'll throw it up in a clip or graphic of some of the courses out here and the conditions that they're in and what they charge for a round of golf peak summertime. People would be disgusted. They really would. It's again, I know I don't play a lot of golf out west. I don't play a lot of golf down south, but I know the prices are higher just from looking online and hearing things, and the quality is a lot better. I don't know. It's an $100 day to play one of the most mid courses, below mid around here that you'll see. So people would be disgusted. I'm tired of it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Highway robbery.
I don't. James, you're not about it of the week, if you got one.
No, this week, the sports world saw a lot of great things. I didn't have a not about it of the week. However, I do not another about it, but I just wanted to speak about this young man right here. I have his jersey. Let's just bring it up here. I had it up here on the set last week. Lamine Yamal. This kid, we are watching a legend in the making. And I don't even, this past weekend, he recorded a hat trick at the age of 18 years old versus Villarreal. And he's now the youngest player in the past century in La Liga to score a hat trick. He passes Lionel Messi, who did it at, I believe, 19 years old. And then he also passed another Barca player, Giovanni, in 2008. we are literally watching a sensation. And I love how soccer brings this stuff to the front time and time again. Like, I was just talking about how he could be one of the greatest players in the world right now. And he goes on to do what he did. And he not only scored 3 goals, there was not a single penalty. It was 3 amazing strikes. One that was a very high-class goal. And his left foot is just ridiculous, man. And he is truly outstanding to watch. And the fact that he's only 18 years old is crazy. He wasn't even born when Messi had that hat trick, or Giovanni had that hat trick. So I just had to bring him up because he is beyond about it. And the fact that he's doing it at the age he's doing it at, it could be very soon that we see him go and get a Ballon d'Or. So
what he said. Mm-hmm. Yep. Whatever he said. Facts. But no, I mean, 18 years old. 18 years old. I was a freshman in college. I didn't know what day it was. I mean, and he's doing this to the most like talented athletes in the world. I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, he joined in 2023. So he was 16 when he was like,
he got called up to the senior level, still fully a minor. Like he was.
He was in the most recent Euros, right?
Yeah. And they won for Spain.
That's where where I remember seeing him.
Here, if he finds a way
nuts, dude,
to go have an amazing summer or amazing World Cup this summer for Spain and they win it.
They're not winning.
They look really good.
Who's winning? Come on, Skr, just say it.
He's
it's
going to be Spain.
Who's winning? Argentina. Yep, Messi's getting another World Cup. Come on,
if he
guys.
gets another World Cup, we're gonna have to have there'll be no more conversations to ever have about.
Well, there isn't. I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest soccer guy, but I know that Messi's the GOAT.
He's my GOAT too. But a lot of people still like to have that conversation. He goes and finds,
no need to have that conversation.
If he goes
guys.
and wins another World Cup this summer, no conversation whatsoever. I wouldn't entertain any of that. I really don't right now. But again, if Spain wins it, Lamine wins like most outstanding player of the tournament, or we're gonna have to have some conversations about how great of a youngin he is. But
I was gonna say, how's the Champions League update? James, your pick. Who'd you have? Who'd you pick?
I picked PSG. They scared me.
And they're down to 11th.
They scared me.
Skr went with Barca. They're 5th right now in the standings. And my pick, Tottenham, baby. They're 4th. They've won 3 in a row, baby.
Don't mean nothing, man.
Don't mean nothing.
Don't.
See, it's a hater.
But no, we
hater of many things.
A few great matchups. Round of 16 starts in a couple weeks. See PSG versus Chelsea, but PSG genuinely scared me in that last round, but they locked in. Galatasaray versus Liverpool. Juventus almost, I don't know if you saw that, Oscar, but Juventus almost came back after playing with 10 men. That was unreal. That was an amazing game to watch, and then it goes to overtime. But they were able to pull away. I shout out Weston McKennie, U.S. men's national team. Had himself a day. But yeah, man, this is going to be, again, I want to talk about some of the greatest sporting events in the world, but we're going to save that for next episode because this has been, a hell of an episode. I don't know if we got much else to cover here, but.
Oh, quick prediction for tonight's game. Iowa State I think they're at Arizona.
Yeah.
Right? Let me just double check. Yeah, so Duke at NC State, and then Iowa State at Arizona. Duke's favored by 8.5. Arizona favored by 7.5. Should we give our quick picks? Maybe.
Go ahead.
I mean, I got Duke. I mean, I think that's an obvious one.
Yeah, I don't honestly want to talk about what's going on with NC State. That they made a big hire. It's supposed to be a little better this year, but that's another thing.
Yeah, ACC I don't know. First year with a new coach going 19-10 is not bad. I wouldn't say. Maybe a little under expectations, but it takes a little while, I guess, to build a program now. But I don't know. The big one, obviously, Iowa State at Arizona. I think Arizona wins. Yeah. I'm just more. I think
spread 7.5.
This is just more to me is how does Iowa State respond? They just lost, just got upset. Can you win? Can you lose close? If you lose close, I think everybody will respect it on the road at Arizona. Arizona, obviously, fantastic basketball team, maybe the best team in the country in some people's eyes. So if you get blown out after just getting upset, oh boy, the conversations are going to get real loud. But I will go with Arizona.
Yeah, I'm going to Arizona too. That's my national title pick right now. So
yeah.
Yeah, if we see Arizona come out there and dominate again, or not dominate again, but dominate Iowa State, and Iowa State, finds their way in the loss column again. Like you said, it's going to be some conversations.
Game of runs. Don't ever forget it, folks. Basketball is a game of runs. I think Arizona had a 14-0 run versus Kansas and then a 19-0 run versus Kansas in the same game. So that game was wild. But I think I think Iowa State, the way they shoot the ball, I think there's going to be a spurt where like it's looking like, okay, Iowa State, they might win this game, and then Arizona will pull away at the end. But nonetheless, another great college basketball game, another great episode for the Hillside Club podcast. I'm Rob Cardini. This is James Martin III. Shout out to our producer, Oscar. Thank you guys for all the love and support, and we will see you next week.